Y'all give it up for Don Juan Casanova. David, coming to the microphone.
Oh, David!
Thank you. Thank you. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put this down on this very carefully. All right. Hey, I got a couple of pieces I'm gonna read, 2 pieces of poetry and 1 short piece of prose I wrote earlier this week. It's actually kind of funny. I've been here for 7 years, and I'm graduating this semester, and this is the first poetry reading that I've heard of the entire time. And I'm very happy that I actually compliment you.
No, they have this thing called Google.
Google?
It's
What is that?
amazing. Google,
No, what
the
is
search
that?
engine thing. Like you type in what you're interested in, all these things pop up.
I still use AOL keyword search.
That works as well.
AOL keyword
You have to do your opinion, sir.
Alright, I'm just gonna get right into it. This is a poem called Smash.
Okay.
In reference to the game Super Smash Bros.
Oh, okay, great. You go. Yeah. I'm glad.
Ready? Go. It's more than a game, but it's not my life. It's merely my lifestyle. That is to say that I have a life which can have style in the first place. It's not why I live, it's simply how I go about living. Player 1, defeated. It's more than a game. It's a stilling solution to relentless aggression. It's self-expression through appetite suppression, not to mention a regular pension to those who pay their attention on trips to Weston and beyond. Player 2, defeated. It's more than a game. It's friendship. It's countless hours of practice, but it's also countless hours of jokes, of bonding, of talking, and even deeper talking, of teaching lessons in between the brief pauses of our lives, from which we can each take a second, step back, and look at ourselves, zoom in, zoom out, and take snapshots to later become memories of how ridiculous we once were. Player 3, defeated. It's more than a game. It's wondering how different life would be had I never picked up that controller. It's wondering, would I still be as pale and skinny as I am? Would I have gotten that girl? Would I have done better in school? And would I have gotten an actual job? It's more than a game. It's a social contract, binding us to a label, breaking our contact from a place called reality, leaving us stranded in a world of fable in which we're able to cut the metaphorical umbilical cable, disconnecting us from a world of half-truths and whole lies, from aggravated voices and disappointed sighs, disconnecting us from a world of stab wounds and gunshots, from malls where you buy clothes to wear to other malls. We can become stranded in a world of fable in which we're able to remain stable and enable our minds to be free, in a world of dinosaurs stealing an Italian plumber's peach, a world where the top of an icy mountain is always out of reach, a world where a pig fights an elf for some triangle pieces, a world where pocket-sized monsters fight while their master wheezes, a world where penguins and knights battle a pink man-eater, a world where you get rewarded for being a cheater. Player 4, defeated. It's more than a game. It's road trips and competitions. It's figuring out a name for our crew for 2 years and still having nothing. It's driving to Jacksonville just to get 17th place and leaving without regret. It's a few well-earned wins and many aggravated losses. It's roughly $5,000 won with experiences worth much more. Game, set. Simply put, this game's winner is who cares? Just play me again. I also have 2 other pieces I'm going to be reading off this piece of technology here. This one is called Supergirl. She is the strongest woman in the world, and she uses a wheelchair. Not because she is weak, but because Earth's gravity is too strong. She is the strongest woman in the world, and she breathes from a tank. Not because her lungs are giving up, but because Earth's air is too thin. She is the strongest woman in the world, and she wears a kerchief atop her head. Not because she's losing her hair, but because she's trying to blend in with everyone else. She is the strongest woman in the world, and she cannot be around people. Not because of her treatment, but because germs are her kryptonite. She is the strongest woman in the world, and she cries on an all too regularly basis. Not because she is scared, but because she pities the truly sick people. She is the strongest woman in the world, and she wonders why she cannot fly in front of me, run faster than a speeding bullet in front of me. I wonder why her instead of me, why one mother instead of son number 3. She wonders if she'll be able to stay with me, spend my birthday with me on Earth. However, I wonder if I could go with her, see Krypton snow with her, bask in heaven's soft glow with her. She is the strongest woman in the world, and she wishes she acted bravely like me, not see everything so gravely like me, when in actuality, I wish I could be strong like her, prove science wrong like her. She wishes she wouldn't cry in front of me, when in actuality, I wish I could in front of her, if at all. I wish I could stand tall as we count down 7, 6, 5 days she's given left in her fortress of solitude. One day cut short, unexpected and stolen. She was the strongest woman in the world, and yet she still lost the fight. Now she can finally fly toward the light, finally lie still at night. I simply wish I was still inspired to write. I simply wish I could visit her kryptonite. She was the strongest woman in the world, and I was the source of her strength. I am her sun and her sunshine, and she is the source of my bravery. She is my Supergirl. Thank you. No, just to pick up the note a little higher here. Broke up with my girlfriend earlier this week. It's okay. It was mutual. It's good. We're okay.
How old are you?
24.
Oh, that's good.
Don't worry, I'm moving to Seattle.
Oh, that's good.
Hence why we broke. Anyway, so I was given an assignment on the same day where I had to freeze a moment in time and just, elaborate as much as possible on it. So this is that assignment. I just don't see how this relationship can work out without one of us being upset all the time, I said, laying on top of Robin face to face. My blue and gray plaid blanket separated our bodies, creating a boundary that kept us from progressing to what we would usually be doing in my bed any other morning. Well, she paused. Warm air poured down my neck with every breath she took before continuing. You make the call then, she finished. She turned her face to the side, denying my eyes the sight of her periwinkle light blues. It was in this moment that I knew my next words would change everything. I didn't want time to move, so I too turned my head and rested it under hers. The scent of her lavender body wash leapt off her neck and floated through my nostrils. I wished that scent would set up camp in my lungs so I could call it back up with every exhale. I glanced up and saw her staring off across the room. Her eyes still were preparing for an answer. Underneath and to the right of her small rounded nose was a tiny black dot. Her lips were as cherry blossom as they come. The sound of my ticking Superman clock acted as a constant reminder of the little amount of time I had left. Each tick echoing through the room, each talk screaming at me to get it over with. An orchestra could have been conducted using the percussion of the 2 offbeat hearts, the strings of the ticking clock, and the occasional woodwind sound brought to you by the passing car every now and then. My legs were entwined with hers amongst the blanket. I felt a rush of blood soar through my head as I raised it to speak. I quickly glanced at my Superman clock and then back down to Robin. Just as quickly as this moment started, I knew I had drawn it out way longer than needed. And with my lips feeling numb, I called it. Time of our relationship's death, 10:05.
Mediocre love. Y'all give it up for David Self-Murder. David has waited 7 years to come to a poetry night at FIU. So that was your poetry feature of the evening, because the rest y'all only gonna do one poem. I got somewhere I got to go. Oh.